All right, everybody, welcome back to Minifandom. That's right, the number one fan show in the whole world, not just of KMS, but of any podcast. It is back, coming up a great episode with Nurse Kim. And we've got two special guests here. So, firstly, when you think about positive forces in the Minifan world, as I said many times, I'm trying to make Minifandom a more positive, uplifting show. You think no better than Dr. Vodka. So, Dr. Vodka, welcome back to the show. Man who's famous for such takes as saying Kirk made up his whole mental health stuff, etc. It says Dr. Sober. Welcome back.
What's up, Manners? How are you? You said welcome back. I don't think I've actually been on the show. I've just been a fan of the show. Yeah, I you never really asked me on before, but I appreciate this. You want positive vibes, you thank me. So thanks, man.
Absolutely. And, some big steps. It says Dr. Sober, so congratulations. And you've got the camera on. You're revealing that big melon for the first time to the whole world. So I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
And now you feel really self-conscious. So I'm glad I did that. And now, speaking of reveals, so I had an application during the week for another Minna lady to come on Babes Week. And so here she is, Maureen. Maureen, welcome to Minifandom. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thanks for joining me. Now, listeners, you'll probably hear Maureen's got Jack in the background. So Maureen won't be staying for too long. She's just ducking in because I wanted to meet you because, you said to me you've been a Minifan since college 6 years ago. Tell me how that started.
So I listened to KFC radio, and Kirk was a guest twice before starting KMS. And I just thought he was funny. I knew of him because I went to school in Boston. So when my dad listened to EEI. So I just started listening to the show, the very first episode before it was scrubbed. And I was listening ever since. I've always listened. So I'm just as big a Minifan as anybody else. I'm just quiet about it, I guess. So that's how it started. And I've been listening ever since the very first episode.
That's great.
Maureen, have you made your way to Twitter?
Huh?
Are you on Twitter?
As like a burner to see what's going on.
It's probably smart.
Yeah.
Just to stay as that.
And you said to me you don't watch much of the network stuff. I don't understand. You're on maternity leave. What else are you doing if you're not watching the network?
I mean, I watch the show every 4 days a week. It's been great that Kirk's been so active with the show because it's for me, I'm like I have something every morning to put on while walking my baby or just especially in the early days when I was stuck inside. So I'm very occupied with the show, but no, the Minifan Network, I don't spend time with that.
Well, I think that needs to change. It's not conditional on you going in. But I'm just telling you. I think
being a doting mother is overrated. To be fair,
so. No, definitely, kids are very overrated.
Yeah. The network's not overrated; it's underrated.
My daughter's 14. This is the best. She's so independent. It's the best part of being a dad. I don't have to do anything.
No, my baby can't do a single thing without me. So, yeah.
Okay. Now, Maureen, I'd love to have you in there. Everybody is welcome. There's been, talk on the show this week that OG Minna ladies have been excluded, etc., etc., etc. I can categorically say no one has been excluded from Babes Week. Not at all. Everybody is welcome. This is a message for everybody. But I don't think it's incumbent on me to reach out to everybody that wants to come on.
Where did this perception come from that you haven't been reaching out to women? Where did that start, Manners?
Well, no. Lauren Lynn was saying no one reached out to her to ask her in for Babes Week. And my thoughts are, look, Lauren Lynn's not amazing on air. Why would I go chasing her? But if she would have come to me and say, look, I want to come in, I would absolutely do it. And Maureen's come to me and said she wants to go in. So, Maureen, why I got you on is, and maybe this is good, I'm worried about you taking Jack in. You said you have to take Jack
my baby.
In.
Yeah.
What?
Well, he's breastfed and he's always with me. So, and my husband is a cop, so I'm with my son all the time.
Yeah.
So bringing my son in, I would have to wear him.
Yeah.
If I did have to feed him in the middle of the show, but when the show's on is during his nap time, and he's good about napping on me when he needs to. So, I mean, I can imagine it would cause some issues, but I think that's also the expectation of Bitches Week is that I'm a mom and I have a baby, but Kirk likes babies.
Are you worried about the baby's mental health, that it can hear Kirk in the background, like
He
subconsciously?
hears Kirk all the time.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Yeah. This
My
baby's got
husband's
problems.
concerned about it, but
Okay, well, I mean, so I guess, that's probably something it's good you're coming on and we're talking about it. Kirk will hear this and he can think about it.
He's going to say,
I'm not
absolutely not.
Well, no, he loves babies. I don't know if you remember, wasn't it Matt from Providence bought his baby? And so maybe it's a case you come in, but you're not there for the whole show, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how Kirk threw a curveball this week because all of a sudden he said he wants guys in as well because he's worried about this.
I agree with that. I do think, like, what if we suck? What if the Minifandom ladies are really, really bad? I think it would be helpful. I haven't been on the show before. I've never been on a podcast. Like, I can, more likely than not, I can suck. So it would be nice if there was Blind Mike or Mutt, like anybody, one of the guys, something to make it normal. Do you
feel like?
Sorry to keep going.
No,
but I don't like. There are fans of the show that still want to listen to the show, and I think hearing women's voices the whole time can be a bit grating.
Yeah, but I've thought about the bookings. Most of the people going in there are really good on air. I mean, in fact, everybody is. Lauren Conlon, amazing, has her own podcast, can definitely carry a show with Kirk if no one else is with her. But I'm happy.
Bree Hunter.
She's not going in, dummy. Mama Kay and Caitlin. We're almost done, Maureen. Mama Kay and Caitlin. Mama Kay has been on many times. Caitlin's nuts, but she'll be fine. Kelly Keegs, she can carry a show.
Yeah.
And Nurse Kim. Nurse Kim is amazing on here. So I don't know why Kirk thinks they need somebody to hold their hands. Like I wouldn't just send you in by yourself. I just wouldn't send you. Like if you go in, you'll be with Keegs or Nurse Kim or Lauren. Like you won't be on your own. So, but that's I appreciate getting that feedback actually because I love Blind Mike too, and I'd be happy for him to be in there with. But I just think it would make it more special if it's not. It's just because you've already got Justin Cullinane. You've already got Justin Cullinane and Kirk. Like it's not like there's no guy.
Yeah, he's not on an island.
Menners, do you feel like there's any weight in Maureen? Like Kirk's gonna watch this and listen to this. Give like a 15-second pitch real quick of why you should go in. Okay, my bad. I didn't know you're going there.
Thanks for no, Doctor. It's good to see you sober and taking over the interview. I like this new you, but yeah, I was actually going to say that. Anything you want to say to Kirk? I mean, obviously now Jack is being very noisy, so this is not going to help your case.
No, definitely not. But this isn't his nap time, so 8:00 is a precarious time for him versus 10 in the morning.
Great.
And I guess my pitch would be that I do kind of have questions for Kirk. I've listened for 6 years, so
the Mayo route,
more or less the movies or the books, because I just follow a lot of that stuff.
Could you give me an example of one or two questions? Just one or two.
Well, I have questions about OCD with Kirk. I think I probably have some of that. Like his parents all gave him and his brothers all 4-letter names. And he's a 6-letter name. And his last name's an 8-letter name. So I wonder if the even number thing starts from being Kirk Seamus Minahan.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
It could be a stupid question, but it's that.
Like the female Mayo.
Wondering where that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She takes the Mayo route, and that is a Mayo question.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's
no, don't be. I love Mayo, and
Maureen Mayo. I mean,
oh no, that's.
and the next question.
Name.
Let's see.
Pick one.
Well, so this might be another. These might be Mayo questions. So
no,
Elizabeth Strout
don't let us messing around. This is what we always mess around. This is how Minifan show love.
So I started reading Elizabeth Strout because Kirk talked about her, and then I ended up reading all of her books. So I just had questions about like his favorite book of hers or a favorite character from that series. It's very niche to what I'm interested in, kind of thing. So again, I don't think the listeners would love to hear Elizabeth Strout talk, but it's something that like I had a question about it. I would also have the perspective of when I get to see a movie again by myself, because I'm a by myself movie person. And if Clark can give me any solace in that, because I'm not going to get to see a movie by myself for a very long time. I would like to know about if Kirk can tell me when I can see a movie by myself again.
Are you objected to pumping? That might be is that too personal? Because
I
then you could do that and then go to the movie.
Yeah. Well, I used to work at a breast milk bank, so I am kind of a breast milk quack.
I guess. Why didn't I know that existed, a breast milk bank?
If you want to ask someone who's had children as well, Maureen, I actually wasn't until now. Like my kids in the last year or two, I've been able to go. Like until they were teenagers, and I felt like I'd actually go back to the movies alone again. But as they get bigger, you do. It's not that long, but you're right.
It was a hobby of mine, and now it's very bleak.
Are you listening to their movie podcast, the Big Picture Project?
Yeah, I was really excited about that. I used to listen to Lights, Camera, Barstool.
Same.
And but I've always liked when Kirk talks about movies. So now that he has that, I've listened to every episode. I mean, it's only 2 or 3 episodes now, but I'm glad he has the show. My baby's getting really pissed.
I know. I'll let you go. So look, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know it's a tough time. You go and look after Jack, but your application will be filed with Kirk. I would love to see you in there. Even if it's just for part of a show, or I think it'd be great. But thanks for coming on tonight and reaching out.
Thanks, Manners.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
I was going to say Dr. Vodka approved, but I think that would probably hurt her chances.
All right, she can go now. Maureen is all done. I think she was lovely. Very lovely Minna lady. Great to have her on. And it's just up to Kirk whether he wants someone to come in with a baby or not, because it's a different experience.
Well, I definitely felt, you can tell she listens to the show. I mean, I don't know, like the Minna ladies, I'm sure, as you know, they all have like a way of talking. You can just tell they've been in this world. I don't know. They're just not like the women you meet out on the street. And that I say that as a plus. They're more down to earth. So, maybe not Mama, maybe not Mama K, but the rest of them down to earth.
Mama K is down to earth. So everybody, welcome to Minifandom. So we're going to get into the show. We've sort of got taking care of business now while we're interviewing Maureen. And I just want to say thank you for Justin for defending me this week, because I don't think it's incumbent on me to reach out to every Minna lady to come on the show. But as I said, when Maureen was here, I haven't rejected anybody. If Lauren Lynn had said to me, I really want to go in, she would have been on the list. But she's done shows on the network before. I've done shows with her. She's fine, but I wouldn't be, begging her to go in, because, she's not an on-air presence like some of the other people I've brought in. I think it should all be women. I personally think, I don't mind if Mud or Blind might go in, but I think they'd be the only 2 I would have in that week if I was going to have anybody, because they will add to the show. Like if Mutt was there with Keegs, there could be something funny there.
I agree. And then both of them, like, say the middle lady sucks for some reason, which, I wouldn't say. They're probably going to all be lovely, but they can deflect some of that, shitty energy, or if they're nervous. And I think that's what Maureen Mayo was alluding to, is that, if she has one of them in there, she can ask them a question. She can, I don't know. I could see if I was going in, I would want like a Mutt or a Mayo or somebody, or really like someone more retarded than me to get through it.
I know. I just, everybody going in there has good, significant on-air experience, so I'm not so worried. But anyway, we'll see. Everybody is welcome, so you can reach out to me. Obviously, Lauren Lynn's everybody's welcome, and I don't mean to be mean to Lauren, but I just didn't like this. Oh, no one's asked me type attitude. I mean, we've had a checkered history. She stabbed me in the back once. I don't want to go into it on air here, but I don't know if
why not. I mean, some people don't know Menners. I think it'd be nice to maybe give what happened, because I mean, Lauren Lynn, whether you want to go into it or not, became a topic of discussion on Twitter. I think you should get. Some people don't know everything. Maybe Maureen doesn't know.
Look, she just betrayed my trust one time. That's all.
So can I get an example?
Well, she told private. I think she told private stuff to people. That's
you
all.
think, or
Well, I had screenshots of like direct messages I sent her that had been shared in a group chat. So
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it, man.
You are.
Yeah.
So anyway, look, I don't want to go into, I've forgiven Lauren. Nobody's perfect, but Justin's right. This holier than thou attitude, everybody is welcome. It's not incumbent on me to go chasing everybody. And I don't like this argument that because I reached out to some people means I have to reach out to everybody.
Menners, I think your argument should be, why should you take booking information from anybody that's on that show? They haven't proven they can do a good job about it. So why would you listen to anything they have to say?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So moving on, thanks. So this is quite a debut for you. First time I'm in a fandom. You've been in the wilderness for a year or so now, maybe longer.
It's been about a year. This is around, it's like right around now is when I wasn't going on Meeting of the Minds or anything anymore.
That's right. So some people who watch this might have watched Meeting of the Minds, so you might recognize this voice. Former cast member of Meeting of the Minds, sensationally dumped from the show in favor of another retarded person from Scranton, John's best friend.
What a trade-off. What a trade-off.
But so you've been in the wilderness. How's your interaction with KMS been, though?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I've been listening every day and keeping up with it as much. I mean, I think it's when you're on the shows and in the network, I don't know, at least then you feel like you have to be more in tune with it. So I wasn't missing anything. I was listening to your shows. I was watching everything pretty much except for like John and Warren and Pat Ford's show. I wouldn't watch that. What was it called?
The Drips.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. But when you fall out of it, it doesn't seem as important. I think everybody in this little fake world we've created will, it feels important, even though it's not when you're doing it. And then when you step back and you're not a part of it anymore, like, okay, none of it's as funny as I thought it was.
Oh, wow. So you're there, but do you still listen?
I'm not going to say I still like watching. I just don't watch as often.
Right. So you still watch KMS, but it's just not quite.
I watch KMS. I'll occasionally turn into Meeting of the Minds. I'll listen to your shit.
Okay, so you're still pretty plugged in, I guess. And I will say actually, and I do see what you're saying, because on the brief occasions I've stopped doing reaction shows, my relationship does change a little bit in a sense that you can listen a bit later because you don't have to do a show that week, or it doesn't matter if you're a bit behind because you'll catch up. And I do understand once the pressure of sort of being on a deadline is taken out, it can actually be a lot more healthy. And I always, when those times, I always listen to the show. But if I was behind a day or two, it didn't seem to matter as much.
Right. No, 100%. I found myself listening to the show more, like the actual show, the main show. And I just ended up enjoying it more because I didn't have to think about, I wonder what, whoever's going to say about this on Meeting them. Like, how is Jay going to relate this to cancer? I don't have to think about that anymore. I can just actually enjoy it. And then I can kind of appreciate the times that the show is good. Cause I was a major hater. I was like, the show fucking sucks. I think it's just being around that group. But yeah, no, but I've kind of enjoyed being away from it. I mean, I didn't ask you to come on here. You asked me. And I appreciate it. I like talking to you. So,
well, I've missed you. I've always liked talking to you, and I don't even want to go into why you were excommunicated because I think it's kind of boring, and most people don't really care. But
it was also a year ago, so it's whatever.
Yeah, it is whatever, and I just think you didn't cover yourself in glory, but I also don't think it was the worst thing anybody's ever done.
I you know what? To be honest, I should give credit to BA and Sneaks and the whole, they should get credit because I got sober afterwards. So maybe it was their doing.
That is good to hear. I mean, that is good. And how's it been going? How long have you been sober?
Let me pull up the app. It's like 325 days or something.
That's
It's
fantastic, man.
It's like literally around. I think I went to because I put myself in detox, and I put it the day after Thanksgiving. I went 327 days.
Oh, that's great, man. I mean, considering there were videos of you like driving to bottle shops to get bottles of vodka and stuff on Meeting of the Minds, this is a significant turnaround.
I mean, I had airplane bottles on me at all time.
Mm. I'm surprised though. Then people can't see their path to forgiveness.
Well, it's whatever. That end of I don't know. I don't really fucking care if he forgives me or doesn't forgive me.
I think you do care. If I'm reading between the lines, I think you do care.
Maybe I don't know. It doesn't.
I would like old BA back. Like there is definitely been a switch in him. I think it's just probably getting a bit older.
I'd hope he's changing. I mean, I don't think BA himself would want to be Bender BA forever. So I didn't want to be Dr. Vodka forever. So
fun BA. Yeah, the old BA is dead. He's been gone for a long time.
It's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. Well, I guess I've got a few show takes I want to get into from this week, but before we get into that, give me your overall, thoughts on the show. Where is it at? Cullinane 4.0 with Justin.
I was kind of with you on the Cullinane deal. I didn't want him back. It's played out. I think everybody, even the Cullinane people now, it still feels like it's going back into the same old shit. So it's not that surprising. So I'm not going to say the show's bad. It's not, but it's only a matter of time before it gets back to where, Dave's going to stop caring more than, it's just, it's a cycle right now. The show's okay.
Yeah. I guess I will concede though, that Kirk didn't have a lot of options apart from Cullinane.
No.
Like I was very surprised at how few people reached out for the job. I thought, considering how many people probably want to work at Barstool, a lot more people would have reached out. So KMS is kind of on an island there, and I think it suffers from that. But John Dales was a very good candidate, and almost too good because, pretty quickly he cottoned on that Cullinane was going to get the job. But it's hard for me to argue after what PRC's done on Menace Live that Kirk should have chosen PRC over Cullinane right now, but I would have taken Dales over Cullinane.
I pretty much would have taken anybody over Cullinane, but I think PRC would have been good. And I think, Kirk says it. I don't think John from Scranton would take it because, it doesn't pay a lot. I think he's probably doing John from Scranton a service there. I would like him to be the producer, but I also think I would start to hate him as well.
Yeah, Kirk is never going to hire John for some reason.
I think it's because he thinks he's doing him a favor, because it's not. He said it's about I don't think John would take it because of the pay. He said that 2 or 3 times before, and I think he legitimately thinks that's the reason.
And I've said many times, I don't think he ever wants anyone to move to work for him because he wants to be able to play the game of maybe I'll fire this guy, maybe I won't. And if someone's moved and they're on a contract, you can't play that game.
Look,
if someone, he did it with Coleman, but
look, there's bits that Kirk can't let go. That is one of them. He's not going to let it go. Just like when he says he doesn't care about things, he denies about caring. He raises his voice. He asks rhetorical questions. He interrupts the answer, says who cares, and then continues going on for 20 minutes. Those are and then his fake mental health. Those are 3 things right there that he can't let go of. Those are mainstays of the show. It's like his Artie and his Jackie or something.
There's no fake mental health, dummy. But he seems in a much better place. I mean, he's much happier now than he was.
He does.
When he started the show.
Jokes aside, he seems super happy.
And do you sort of see where I'm coming from? That, and this is not meant to be a criticism, but the show is cruising at around that 7 to 8 out of 10. It's good, entertaining. It used to be sometimes
okay to good.
Yeah. It used to be, sometimes there'd be 9 or 10 out of 10 shows. You just had to be there because of the drama. But you don't really have any antagonists. And look, even this week we saw it. Play It Again Sports Guy went in. And, he was the first guy to go in for a while who wasn't a yes man, who had some criticisms. And everybody in there was so shocked. Oh, my goodness, there's a difference of opinion in here. And even Clemmer said it this week. He said, there's so many yes men in there. Like that edge to the show has been taken out.
Him saying that so many yes men in there, like everybody knows that. So I don't understand that point for being said. Yeah. It's his fucking show. He puts yes men around him.
I know, but did you like? I enjoyed Play It Again Sports Guy, like being a bit of an antagonist, and we need more of them because the producers aren't doing it. Like they used to be Steve. Like it used to be Steve. It used to be Cullinane in that first year when he actually cared.
Yeah.
But that's kind of all lost now.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed him on the show. I didn't think he. Everybody said it. This is not some crazy take, and Kirk has said it. It's, less is more, and he abides by that. And I've always found that the best third chairs interject themselves when spoken to, or or just they just don't go out of their way to get out. I don't think I'd be good there. I talk over everybody, so I don't think that would be great.
I don't know what you're talking about. You've only spoken over me and Maureen about 8 times already in 26 minutes.
I was like, oh yeah, I remember this part of being on shows. I fucking can't help myself.
No, that's all right. It's but yeah. So anyway, look, I've got a couple of other show takes I want to get to. This week annoyed me when Kirk was there early, 25 minutes early, and I sent the.
Oh yeah, this was so fucking annoying.
When was it? It was a Wednesday show. He was there 25 minutes early, and he was pissing around. You guys should be ready. If I'm Justin and Cullinane, I'm like, no fucking way. This is unfair. It's a 10 o'clock start. Sure, we need to be ready like 10 to 10, but not 25 to. And for them to just sit there and take it was bullshit.
What are they gonna do? I mean, if they have the argument, they get fired.
No, they don't. They stick up for themselves. They say to Kirk, look, you're here 25 minutes early. The guests aren't even here.
But you start on that path. He doesn't want you to fight back. He's begging you. He's begging for you to fight back so it can turn into a thing.
Yeah, but the audience is like, he then was just in a bad mood and pissing and moaning for the next hour about it. Like,
Lenners, I hate to tell you this. Sometimes people have bad days, brother.
I know, but if I'm Justin and Cullinane, I'm like, hey, we have done nothing wrong. This is bullshit.
Manners,
we'll be ready to go.
Manners,
this is unfair criticism.
You've had bosses before. You can't, regardless of the situation. I know it's different than a regular job, but like, if I don't believe or agree with everything my boss does or says,
yeah.
But I got to play the game sometimes. I'm trying to get a paycheck, so. I think it's more that, and plus, there's no winning that argument in the position they're in. They're employees of his. At the end of the day, that's all he has to say. I'm your boss. Shut the fuck up. There's not, I understand you want him to fight back. I would like it too. I don't think that turns out well for them, regardless of how much it entertains us.
No, I just think it was unfair of Kirk. I mean, being that early.
It is unfair, but
moaning about it.
It is unfair, but
it's not hard for him to send a message on Twitter or from his phone. Hey, I'm leaving home now. I'll probably be there early. Get ready.
Well, look, he's not dealing with the best and the brightest. He's got to manufacture the content where he can get it. So maybe he went in there and go, okay, well, I'm in a shit mood. Let me take it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Then fight back if you're Justin or Cullinane. Anyway, so that annoyed me. I enjoyed the Clemmer fight. I enjoyed Clemmer coming on the show and fighting about not studying geography.
Yeah, it reminded me of their old conversations when Kirk fucking hated him.
Yes,
I missed when they would go back and forth at each other. So I do give credit for Clemmer for going back at him, but God, it gets fucking old. I don't know about you, but sometimes when Clemmer's going down that path, Clemmer has this ability to get cringy out of nowhere. Like when he starts talking about how old he is. Or like I can't remember what he was saying when he was trying to defend himself today, but he kept saying the same word. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and
Kirk was freaking out on him. I was like, it's so, and I could feel Kirk in that moment. It's like, it's the cringiest fucking thing in the world. And Clemmer is the only person that can just flip the cringe switch.
But I do like arrogant Clemmer. Like the fact now that he's got a bit more false confidence. Dog. And he doesn't quite have to take Kirk's shit the way he used to. I enjoy that. Like, it's because I like the antagonist. Like, I think it's too many yes men. So
it's Chris Clemmer's the Kirk Minahan show.
Yes. So enjoyed that. Enjoyed the look of the Buckeye balls. I really want to eat one. I Googled the recipe. I think I'm going to make some just on it. I've just got a list of points here, so they're going to be all over the place.
I like these points.
But I do want to make a Buckeye ball. All right, now to Kirk versus Riggs on the foreplay thing. First thing, why does everybody else at Barstool have a great video editor apart from the Kirk Minahan show? Everything Kirk does on other shows is infinitely better than anything on KMS in terms of video production, etc., etc. And KMS is a movie. The Kirk Minahan show is a movie. There is so much drama and video content that is it Kyle Timms, who's the video editor for Foreplay? If he got hold of KMS content, not only would the show be doing a lot better, the audience would probably be 5 times as big right now. Like it's jarring when you see anything else Kirk does on Barstool and how little attention is done to that kind of thing on his show.
Well, when I agree, and I thought things were going to change. Remember when they were doing the behind the scenes of his shows and Vasoli was doing it, the little like vlogs Vasoli did? Like those weren't like those weren't crazy edited productions, but they're better than what Kirk's team does. And I think we know the answer. I know you got to ask the question, but the reason all of his other things suck is because he won't allow anybody from Barstool to, train to be an editor, be a part of it. And so you end up with Justin and Cullinane who, are just two dumb people and they don't have the ability to do that. Or they do, but it's just not going to be as good. But then there's also an endearing quality about that. I also kind of like that all his videos suck.
Yeah,
and all the productions suck.
I think that can be fine for some of it, but I think now it's just harming the show and it's harming Kirk. And, I think, and I said this when I was looking, one of the things I was looking for to put with Justin was someone who's good with video production. Because I think that would be a way to, anyway, it's boring to grow the audience, but that's just what I thought. When I saw that Foreplay video and anything else Kirk done, I think, geez, it's amazing how good everything else Kirk is on is much better than his own show.
Well, I think that's the fun part of when Kirk goes and does something or goes on somebody else's show. I always know when I watch those, I'm like, oh, I got to watch this because you're right. It's just always better. So,
yeah. And the other thing is just I will say it again, what they do on social media, just putting up clips of the show with no editing or enhancing, that is 2019 socials. Like if you want engagement on social media, you have to do a lot more with the videos now. And it's annoying. Trust me, it's annoying. But this is their full-time job. Like it's not a hobby. So I'm surprised that they're not doing more of that. But anyway, some more takes. I mean, I cleared Kane's name this week. I should actually play the footage. I don't know if I've got it.
Do you have that ability? Well, we're talking about Kirk shitty productions. Does there even shittier production have the ability to play a video?
It's just I just don't know if I kept the video. I thought maybe I deleted it. Anyway, the point is, Kane was cleared. It's on my Twitter. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna go find it now. But basically, he stopped laughing before Kirk started his swing. So if Kirk wanted to pull away, he could have. But the look on Kane's face when Frankie called him out, like the fear that came across his little face.
That was the most sincere sorry back to him I've ever seen.
But then the fear, like his eyes all of a sudden got so big. Like,
oh, I know. It was fucking hilarious.
It was like deer in the headlight stuff. It was hilarious. I feel sorry for Kirk because I think he was kind of set up in that golf match. He hadn't seen those 9 holes. And had he seen those 9 holes, I think it would have been a closer game because Riggs gave him, 4.5 shots. And then basically after Kirk went 3 down after 3, it was pretty even from there. They finished 3-2. So, it was pretty even from those first 3 holes. So I think Kirk can get Riggs, just a bad start. He hadn't seen those holes. And I will say, I thought Mick kind of went missing in those first 3 holes. Like, I thought he looked great, but I think as a caddy there, I could tell watching it, Kirk was a bit rattled. And I think Mick needed to just, snap him back into gear because Kirk didn't have his game face on for some reason early. And sometimes you need your caddy. Look, it's not easy if you Mick, but I just thought...
I mean, that's a hard predicament to be in. So, but I see what you're saying.
But what do you say? I mean, it's hard if you're Mick, but I think you say something like, even if you...
get it together here, Skip. Or
But even if you make him angry, that might fire Kirk up. I don't know. But
just go out to him. Those were fucking horrible, bud.
Yeah, come on. This is bullshit. Because when Kirk went 3 down after 3, it's just tough from there when you're playing a good golfer. And to be fair, Kirk played really well from there. So
I don't think I don't know. I've watched some of the last month or two of I've been watching for some reason golf content. I don't really even like golf. I don't play it, but I've been watching it more. And I've been watching Riggs. I think he's just gotten better. And I don't know that Kirk could ever beat him now.
He gave him 4.5 shots. So Kirk's a decent golfer. I think if Kirk just played a bit more, especially in the league.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Rig plays every day. Kirk plays 7 times a year, 8 times a year.
But I think on the weekend in an afternoon is better because I actually think when you're playing on a heavy, wet morning grass, that would actually affect Kirk more, who's a touch player and relies on timing, rather than Riggs, who's got a bit more natural power with his swing.
Do you have to when you go golfing? Do you have your own personal special made clubs?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just buy ladies' clubs or kids' clubs. What's wrong with that?
There it was. That's where I was trying to go. Thank you.
So yeah, I thought Mick, if I'm giving him advice, or just start a fight with Riggs, just go and push him after the second hole.
That's actually not a bad idea.
You just got to do something. You just can't go 3 down. You can't go 3 down. So
to be honest, I thought that's what I mean. What when Kane said I'm going to be a fucking menace, I was really hoping Kane would be like what you just said and fucking go accidentally stand in front of Riggs when he's getting ready to tee off. Yeah, sorry, man, I didn't know I couldn't stand here.
Yeah, but absolutely.
It's not a shit on Kane session, but sorry.
No. So I thought Julie was fucking crazy, batshit fucking crazy.
I thought that's the best she's ever looked.
She looked great, but just wild, absolutely wild.
She didn't look great.
I said to someone privately that she might want to just start drinking again and put on the weight. If this is the result, I think go back to what you were.
Just relapse. Fuck it.
Yeah. If you were just here now, yelling insults and stuff, I'd say just go back and buy a handle of vodka.
Just fucking chalk it.
Okay, but I thought, overall, Riggs v. Kirk thing was great. I think Portnoy said it. I liked the post-produced video, but you need a live element. If you're going to have Kirk and ask for a gallery, you need a live element, and you can have both. I do think you can have both. I think the live stream would have got a ton of views, and you can sell that. Live content's, very valuable, as well as pre-recorded stuff. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't think it would have the views it would have on YouTube right now if it didn't get talked about when it happened, because I wasn't as interested as I thought I would be for it. And then when I saw that day happening and I saw some of the reactions, I was like, oh shit, this is actually going to be good. So I think it was good that they did that.
But I honestly could have watched like 4 hours of it. If they'd have actually just televised the whole round without editing it, I would have loved just watching the Minifans like stumbling hole to hole, like Kane. Like Kane, you can't take your eyes off Kane. Whatever you say about him, he's just a magnet. Whether it's hate or love, I don't know. But
it was funny when they put out some of the drone shots. You could always find Kane really quickly.
Yes. Now, there's a bit of talk this week about me and Cullinane meeting in Hawaii. And this was because I sort of made some comments last week that, Cullinane could play the odd clip from Stein's show. And then he said on KMS, I can't do that because no one would understand it. What are you talking about? Like Stein talks about the sinner Pat Ford and says things about him. Now, if you played that clip on KMS, whether you think it's funny or not, whatever, what does he think people wouldn't understand about that? Like, that's just a lazy excuse.
I mean, it's Cullinane. It means more work. He has to listen to more things. He has to go. Kirk hired him back knowing he wants to work less. I mean, we're far gone on Cullinane. I agree. We need clips like that. I wish. You know what I don't like is that I notice when Cullinane is back, Justin doesn't try as hard as far as like listening to all the Minifan content, bringing up Minifan content. And not that Kirk doesn't want to hear about it anyway, but it's like when he asks you, what do you have? You need to have those as fucking options. And I think when Cullinane's there, Justin doesn't try as hard to find it, and Cullinane's not going to find it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's spot on. And I can't keep saying it because it's boring, but it is annoying. I just thought that was a cop-out to say people won't understand. Basically, Cullinane or Justin like it if you clip it up for them. You need to put out a couple of clips from your show, preferably talking about them, and then they may play it on the show. That's the extent of their hard work. I mean, I was listening to today's show with Blind Mike, and some of the shit Cullinane was bringing up, like Third Story, like Nesson has a new show, or this, like he's just scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I think Justin brought that one up.
No, I don't think. Well, anyway, I think it was Cullinane, but whatever. It was
maybe you're right.
Here. Cullen Mena's going to Hawaii though is a thing. So Kirk suggested that me and Cullinane meet in Hawaii for a summit, and I would like to do that. I think we need to get a sponsor, obviously Air Hawaii or whoever, and airlines, Air New Zealand. I reckon I could make it happen. Like I could reach out to someone. If Kirk gets behind it on the main show and you plug the audience and Barstool, I reckon we could get an airline to give us free tickets and accommodation for however long in Hawaii.
Menners, I think you doing like a day in the life vlog of your trip from Australia, I would watch you pretend to be like a travel influencer to go meet Cullinane. I would watch that.
I think it would be good, and so we need to make it happen. I'll get through. I'm going to organize Babes Week, and then I'll work on this. And I just got to work out
what does a flight cost from Australia to Hawaii?
It's a good point. I mean, I can Google
because Cullinane's going to expense his, so he doesn't care.
No, we've got to get a sponsor. I'm not paying for it. I'm not going to fly myself to do shows. Like it's only $1,000, but I'm still not like.
Is that round trip?
Yeah.
Damn, that is better than I thought.
Because it was halfway, but yes, it could be more expensive when we go. But yeah, $1,000. I'm sure we can get a sponsor for this. Make content there. But I think it has legs, and I could maybe go through Cullen. Yeah, I don't know how, but anyway, that's the plan.
Sounds good.
Now on today's show, we're recording this Thursday, but it's going to air Friday night. So on Thursday's show, Blind Mike was in. Look, I don't want to be too critical because Wednesday's show with Play It Again Guy and Steve from Gloucester, they were good shows. But I was saying to Justin privately, my approach would be prioritize Blind Mike early in the week because, Friday you can do a call-in show and you don't need anybody. I'm telling you, on Friday, you can just do.
It's been so long without, calls have only been back recently, so I feel like he could fill up an entire show with just doing that.
Yes. And you can also just get in some Minifan third chair who doesn't have to add much if you want to try them out. Thursday is a risk because the unnamed show often pops up on a Thursday. So today they had Blind Mike in, and if he's going to come like a 3-hour round trip or 4-hour round,
give him a longer show.
Give him a proper show.
Yeah.
And I actually really liked Wednesday's show with Play It Again, Guy and Steve from Gloucester. So it is being a little picky here, but if I'm Justin moving forward, I sort of keep Blind Mike for early in the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I have a feeling the day that Mike comes in is dictated by Mike more than we realize.
Well, he wanted to go in on Wednesday this week, but Justin said it was already booked. So
right, but I think until that happened, I think that it's pretty much been like whatever Blind Mike wants, that's when it'll come in. If Kirk's doing a show,
okay. But if I'm Justin as a producer, I say to Mike, okay, look, let's work to you coming in on a Monday to Wednesday every week. When you come in, let's make it a Monday to Wednesday, Mike, because we want you in for a full show. Set the week up.
Look,
I'll fill Thursday and Fridays, but if you can do Mondays to Wednesdays, let's work on that.
I agree with you because today I felt like, and I mean, you kind of alluded to it, but I felt like they were just getting into the flow, and then Kirk was like, "Oh shit!" Justin was like, or Kirk was like, "When's unnamed?" And Justin was like, "It's about to start," and then it just ended, And I thought they were. I think they had another good 30 minutes to an hour of.
Just laughs. I mean,
just laughs. I thought they were like hitting stride into the show, and then I forgot it was unnamed. I always forget the unnamed is coming. Yeah.
So that's my little nitpicking. I thought Kirk also took a massive shot at this. We brought it up before, but when Kirk said, "I would have actually liked that Hot Wieners video on KMS socials," I thought that was a big tell that he is not happy with KMS socials, because actually, like, the show should be doing funny, clever stuff. Like, that's what they're supposed to do, not
right.
I think it's a bit of a knock on the lack of thought going into the socials. And that Wiener video wasn't even that good, but it was just attempted something.
It's just different. Like it was so dumb it made me laugh. I was like, "What? Exactly. What is this dumb shit?" But it was very funny, and I thought about it too when he said that, and that's how I know that. I took that as he's actually Kirk for some reason is somehow committing now to getting more listeners.
Yeah,
that's what I took it as, because he agreed that it was good enough to where he thought people would watch it if it had a bigger platform.
Yeah.
So I took it as I think he wants to get more listeners for some reason.
I agree, and I think he should be spending money on a video editor, because that's how he would increase the audience.
Well, yeah, if he was being smart, he should get just a social person and just an editor.
Yeah, you could just get one really good video editor to do it all. But anyway, that's by the by. Kirk seems to know what he's doing, or he thinks he does. What else? Stein's show was excellent this week. On Wednesday night, he had Veronica Vaughn on, a.k.a. Lauren Conlon, and very funny show. It is a bit, but it worked. And I was worried. It seemed like there was like some kind of demon in Stein's basement. Everyone was freaked out.
Manners, is this Minifandom? I didn't watch this fucking Stein show. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
You didn't watch it, or
no?
Well, it was last night. It was Wednesday night. It's Bradley Stein's Bible Studies, and it's on the network. It's fantastic. He had Lauren Conlon on, aka Veronica Vaughn, last night. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch it.
I had not watched it. I didn't.
I think you'd like it.
Okay.
Basically, his bit is that he's like a chaplain, and he's calling people sinners, talking in religious tone about the Minifan world.
Okay,
and
I'll check it out.
I was skeptical, but Stein has gone all in, and it is actually funnier than Wieners, which is I mean, that's not hard, but it's just like wieners are trying to be funny.
It's like, what a pedestal.
Yeah, I know, but it's just funny. It's the funniest show on the network now. I mean,
I'll check it out.
Hard to get over like the laughs we've had tonight. I know.
Fuck off.
But go and watch the Stein Show. Very, very good. So listen to the Unnamed Show on Thursday, and a few little things that jumped out to me. But the one that jumped out at me the most was a Mutt and Portnoy and messaging a lot about horse racing and how much that is going to drive Kirk nuts. Because I can see a path now. And Mutt's got to do this because he's not doing anything else. He's got to get close to Portnoy and ride on his coattails with the racing because he's been superseded like Hogdale's the Boston guy.
He needs to create the trifecta of Elio, Mutt, and Portnoy, and they need to be a triangle walking into every like fucking Mighty Ducks flying V into everything.
Because Mutt's got to keep his job, and he's been very underwhelming since starting. Like. His
blogs have been good.
Yeah, that's true. I just don't read them. It's an interesting case study because Clemmer actually, looking back, he did try a lot. A lot of it didn't work, but pretty quickly he got into the mindset of I've just got to start doing shit, and eventually something will stick.
You just throw everything at the wall.
Yes, and Mutt doesn't. And Kirk said it. Mutt's too scared to do that. So. Mutt being close to Portnoy.
I mean, Mutt's got real mental health problems. You can hear it when he when he shuts down immediately. When anything like when something serious gets brought up, the mental health kicks in. He's like, I just can't talk about this.
I know,
not playful at all.
So it's really sensible. He's got to get close to Portnoy, which is going to annoy the shit about of Kirk because all of a sudden Kirk's powers over Mutt kind of diffused a little, and he can't play that game.
I will. Those will be some funny ass unnamed shows if like Mutt is the wedge that gets driven in between Kirk and Portnoy. Even like there already is a wedge, and you can feel it. Oh man, that would just that's
if over. They start fighting over Mutt.
I would love that, dude.
And actually, Mutt's best role is just being shat on. I know. It's like he's a nothing burger.
Everybody has that friend in their friend group. Like there's one guy in your friend group that gets shit on more than everybody else, and that's Mutt.
And that's what his best role was. When he was EEI, his best shit was when Jerry and Kirk and Bradfo were just
teamed up on him.
Ordway, he was just the punching bag because he's so dumb and talentless that you can just pick on him. Yeah, very smart. But that's one thing that pricked my ear was
Mutt's redeeming quality.
Yeah. Also, Kirk's not going to be on Surviving this year, thank God. So that won't take over KMS, which is good.
Yeah, I did forget how much all the focus of the show turned into that.
So I'm very glad that he's not doing it this year. And hopefully he'll do it the year after. I know he wants to. Look, that is all the show stuff I wanted to bring up. Anything you want to talk about, Vodka? We've got a couple of listener questions, comments. Then we'll wrap it up.
Let me think. Read a first listener question. I know there was some I wanted to talk about.
All right. So, Bio Dude. I think Real Nurse Kim and Veronica Vaughn should do a KMS wrap-up show on the network, and I have the name Smoke Show. That's a good idea. That's not really a question, Bio Dude, but... So for those that haven't listened, I had Nurse Kim on last time, and she was phenomenal. And the episode has had like 5,000 views. It's the most watched Minifandom on YouTube. She gets more views than Kirk on YouTube. It's crazy. Like,
why do you think that is?
Well, she's just a bigger star than Kirk. I think she's got a similarly loyal fan base like Kirk, and I'm. Maybe not a bigger star, but comparable and more views on YouTube.
What's her fan base called?
That's a good point. I don't know, but they're very loyal. There was something weird though, like the video with her was the worst video I've ever seen on StreamYard, and I think it's something on her end because I've noticed. Like her videos with the virtual background are a bit funny and they're a bit out of sync. So the audio was perfect, but And Minifandom is an audio podcast. Let me be honest. I do the video because I'm the network CEO, but this is a show you put in the background, you relax, you sit back and you enjoy the Minifan community. But yeah, I'd love to see Nurse Kim and Lauren Conlon do a show on the network. It would get huge views. They are two immense talents. Lauren is so good on air. She was great on Billboard Chart Guy show this week. She was great on Stein's show, and she's booked for Monday of Babes Week. So, and she's a babe. So she's like the Holy Trinity, like very talented, very smart, very hot,
Holy Trinity. Yeah,
exactly that. And so, and then I got one more question from Dave's dead dog. Did Dr. Vodka stop appearing on network shows because he was bullied by the chat too hard, or did he finally stop drinking and get a job? I mean, we kind of went over this before.
Yeah, we did.
You weren't asked on any network shows.
No,
you did Jackson's. You did Jackson's.
I did Jackson's afterwards.
And BA and Jackson hate each other now.
I know.
You have no
I feel bad that it's my doing that happened, because Jackson said that those guys were fucking losing it on him. So, Jackson, sorry that happened, buddy.
And I don't know if you heard, but Tim Smith then disappeared. Not related, but just
no, it's related.
Yeah. So, okay, this is the Ted Sarandis listener question segments, in eternal memory to him. And normally we would have, 15 questions from.
Why do you think there was less questions?
I'm not sure. I mean, probably a lot of Minifans, forgotten who you are. You were kind of in the shadows. You were always in the shadows.
I was always in the shadows.
But I've got a question here from Denver. Am I having Jay on next Minifandom?
I think you should.
I'm not. There's a big difference between Jay and Dr. Vodka. Jay is not remorseful. I would bring him on and he would just start talking shit about cancer, and he would name where BA works again, and he would have no remorse at all, whereas they're totally different people.
I mean, there's nobody like Jay.
There's nobody like Jay, yeah. So that's it all for the listener questions. Now,
somebody I did look. Wasn't there some guy? Somebody was very upset that you called them the Ted Sarandis questions when my name was a part of it.
Luke. I ignored his question. Yes, a CEO emeritus. No one has taken a fake job more seriously than Luke. And look, it's hard for me to call that out considering I'm CEO of the Minifan Network. But question from men is, do you feel like a sack of shit for citing Ted's name with this abortion? It's not really a question, but no, I don't feel like a sack of shit, Luke. All right. Now
Luke's a sad human.
Oh, I don't even bother. Like, they play the little pretend games in the playground. It's embarrassing. All right, I want to wrap this up. So I end every Minifandom with a tribute to my former fallen co-host, Red, and what his dead parents will be watching in heaven. Also, I'm thinking of changing this to the Montante segment as well, because Montante is retired from content. I keep asking him to come on Minifandom, but he is so brokenhearted about being passed over a job for Gus that he's never quite been able to get back up behind the mic again and being the same. So, you know what? You know what I did think as well, Vodka? It's actually not the worst move to just save your appearances for KMS a couple of times a month. I mean, if you're going to not go on much, then make it the biggest stage possible. And it does make me, I think he's going to be on next week. I'm like, okay, it'll be great to hear Montante, because I only hear him in Spaces talking about how much money he's lost.
No, Montante's been, I love when he's on, even though we don't get along. I do like when he's on the show.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to give what I've been watching lately. So I'm watching Slow Horses with Gary Oldman. Fantastic show. Go and watch it on Apple TV. And I think the thing is, Apple TV's dropped the plus now. So it's just Apple TV. I think that's coming. I saw Roof Man after listening to the Picture Project or whatever. It was pretty bad. Normally I like Clemmer's movies, but I found it a slow slow watch. I gave it 50 out of 100. Again, I think the review on Jeff's show is pretty accurate. Tonally, it was all over the place. Wasn't funny enough. It wasn't dramatic enough. It was kind of sort of sat in the middle and just didn't really land with me and went way too long. It was 2 hours and 10 minutes. If that had been cut down to sort of an hour 40 and a lot tighter, I think maybe it would have been better, but didn't really work for me.
Do you feel like Clemmer's reviews in this? I'm asking you this because it's the way I feel. Mm-hmm. His reviews are all generally the same language. Like there's not a lot of adjectives. Like I doubt he has a very good vocabulary. You know what I mean? It's not a great time to fumble my words when I'm making fun of that, but I don't know. I don't really like any of his reviews. So
interesting. Yeah, I'm getting used to that show. I think because there's 5 people on it, it's hard for it to have a natural conversation and sort of get past that first take very often. And I've said this to Jeff, like I don't mind movie takes. So I listen to this now, not really expecting to get a podcast. More, I'm going to get, 5 different takes on movies and shows. And that's kind of it. And there's a little bits where they sort of talk, but it's just too many people for it to flow. So I would like to hear Clemmer with just Jeff and Kirk and just see if more comes out, because I do think Clemmer's quite good talking about movies. But yeah, I just think the format is clunky.
I think that they would stay on top. I think it'd be easier to read if they were in person. Now I know they can't do that because they're all over, but maybe one or 2 times try to do it in person, because I do enjoy that. But you're right. I mean, you can't. Sometimes I get lost in what's going on because they can't stay on topic.
Yeah. All right. Now, House of Dynamite. I saw that at the movies and I give it 72 out of 100. And that was the movie where there's like a nuclear bomb heading towards America and you see like all different perspectives of the sort of 20 minutes when it's on its journey. And I did enjoy it, but I mean, this is silly criticism, but it got a bit repetitive, and I'm not sure if the format 100% worked, or I just think there was something off. Like I really liked the first story they told, and I just wondered if maybe they should have had that near the back of the movie. I thought it was a more powerful ending than where they ended up, but anyway, it was interesting. So I give it 72 out of 100. I think it's on Netflix.
I feel like you don't need me here for this.
Well, I'm going to get to you. I'm going to ask you what you've been watching. And I'm rewatching The Mandalorian. Do you watch The Mandalorian?
Yes, I do.
Have you never seen Minifandom before?
I have.
A pop culture segment.
I have. I listen a lot.
Yeah. I love The Mandalorian. The movie's coming out next year. Rewatching it, I'm kind of in this, and I'd be curious your thoughts on this. Because of all the streaming services, there's so many new shows all the time. I kind of hit a point a couple of months ago where I'm just like, I'm sick of new shows. Like, there's some good shows I've watched this year: Mobland, Landman,
Task. Did you watch Task?
No, I didn't.
It's a very good one.
Yeah, by then I was sort of already zoned out. And so sort of 6 weeks ago, I thought I'm not going to start any new shows for a while. I'm just kind of burnt out with new show feeling. And so obviously, Slow Horses started again. So I watched that, rewatching The Mandalorian, watching the Office Superfan episodes.
Are you going to rewatch Stranger Things?
I never watched it in the first place.
Oh, you taking a stance?
No,
January 6th.
Not my type of show. That's all. I don't think.
You didn't even. I mean, it was probably the most popular show in the world at one point. You didn't even think to give it a shot.
Is it a horror show?
It's partially. It's like
I don't like that genre.
It's not. It's not horror. It's horror adjacent, but it's more like drama.
Yeah, I think I've missed the boat on this one.
Well, I think. Oh, the only reason I was going to ask you about it is because I think, and I may have read this wrong, but I think the last season isn't going to be a show; it's going to be a movie, and they're going to release it in theaters and Netflix at the same time. And I thought that was a pretty fucking cool idea because I think I was Stranger Things in just like a movie form, I think would be good.
Interesting. Okay, so you want to say, well, Mandalorian's making the jump, and
Yeah,
it is so good. Like Baby Yoda Grogu is maybe the best
it's a great show.
the best character in cinema this century. Like
I think Mandalorian's the best Star Wars thing they've ever put out. Better than the movies, better than everything.
I think it's up there. It's so rewatchable. And people say the third season is not as good. I really enjoyed the third season. Yeah, and the only thing I do criticize is it was so dumb putting those 3 episodes in Book of Boba Fett. I actually like Book of Boba Fett more than people give it credit. But I think you are asking for trouble when you start doing shit like that, because it's confusing for the audience. I've got a mate who watched the first 2 seasons and then he was like, what? There's like episodes on another show. Like, what are they doing? And then just thought, I can't be bothered. This is too hard.
I've got nothing to add to that.
You agree?
Yes. I don't know. I lost you there.
Did I drop out?
No, you didn't drop out, but I kind of stopped listening.
Okay, I was just saying that when they put those 3 episodes on the Boba Fett show, it sucked. And that kind of, I think, didn't help.
I didn't watch the Boba Fett show, so
Have you seen those 3 episodes?
In the Mandalorian?
Well, there's the last 3 episodes of Book of Boba Fett are basically the Mandalorian. Have you not seen them?
No, I have not.
Oh, you got to go and watch them. Like, you don't have to watch the other episodes. Just pick it up from the last 3 episodes.
Okay. All right. I didn't know.
Unbelievable, because that's where Grogu goes back to the Mandalorian after being with Luke. And Luke's in it with Ahsoka.
I don't know how I didn't know that. I haven't watched Ahsoka.
You made my point. You made my point just there. You're a big fan and you didn't even know. So thank you. That was my point in action. I love Ahsoka. It's actually my favorite Star Wars show, even more than The Mandalorian.
Damn.
I watch it every couple of months. It's like I can watch it in a day. I just love it.
I have to check
I would go and watch it. I'd go and watch it. Anything you've been watching? Any other points you want to get off your chest before we wrap this up?
No, I've been, like I said, Task was very good. I think it's probably the best thing Mark Ruffalo's ever done. Which isn't saying a lot. He's not the best actor in the world, but I thought it was good. What else I've been watching? I've been watching a lot of history shows on YouTube, and then randomly I've been watching a lot of reaction videos where British people and Australian people react to things.
What show is it?
I don't know some of their names. They're just random people.
Yeah.
And it's just like an Australian person will be reacting to like how the United States could take over the world or something.
Oh yeah.
I've been like, I don't know. I've gone like a deep rabbit hole of watching that, and I don't know how I got down. I don't know how I got there.
Yeah, what have I been like deep diving on? I went on a full Dakota Johnson bender this week. She was on like a podcast that I watched, and then, I mean, she's crazy fucking hot, but she's also crazy annoying. That's right. She was on Amy Poehler's podcast, and she took in her dog, and Amy didn't seem particularly happy.
Brought the dog into the studio.
Yes. And it was like on the table and on her lap. And it's actually interesting because we had Maureen on before who wants to bring her baby in, and it does sort of change the dynamics. So it'll be interesting what Kirk says about that. But
I think Kirk will like it. She needs to use that baby as a bargaining chip, like she will do the rest of her life.
Yes. And do you think? And it's exactly what I said. She doesn't have to be in the whole show. Like, she can go in, and if the baby gets unsettled, and she can go. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yes, I went on a bit of a Dakota Johnson bender. I have been watching Amy Poehler's podcast and listening to it.
Is it good?
She does talk, like the way she talks about Greg. They really don't like each other, or there's some really kind of bitterness or rivalry.
Wait, so she's talked about Greg on the show?
She sort of mentioned her brother, like she never mentions him with any fondness. Like she was talking about something with Sweden, and she said how her brother lives there, but they've
never brought any of this up on the main show.
Well, that means they would have to actually go and listen to this stuff. Like, this is what annoyed me. Exactly that point. They brought up something that Amy Poehler said about Greg on her show a couple of weeks ago. Why wouldn't you just play the clip then, Cullinane? Like, if you're going to bring it up, why don't you have the clip ready? Like, you're clearly just so lazy of saying this. Like, and even now, you just, like, Kirk doesn't even want the video. He just wants the audio. Like, you screen record something in a second and it's ready to play. But yeah, so I've been sort of watching and listening to a few of Amy Poehler's podcasts.
I'll have to check it out. Do you know that?
But yeah, Dakota Johnson's a crazy hot, and she brings in a fucking dog, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like, Poehler was getting annoyed, you could tell. And then at the end of the show, I think she thought there might be some backlash about her sort of subtle digs about bringing the dog in. And then said, I really love dogs, because she didn't want to upset the dog lovers. But I think there's a difference between loving dogs and, like, you're doing a fucking huge podcast and you bring your dog.
Yeah. Was Dakota Johnson not telling her dog to like, is she the type of owner just letting the fucking dog do whatever it wants?
Yes, it was like on the table and shit. And I'm like,
why would you apologize for that? Tell your fucking, like, it's an animal. Get your fucking animal under control, or don't bring your animal around here.
Bring your animal to a podcast. And it's typical, like, what, her, Hollywood baby, her mum's Melanie Griffith, dad Don Johnson, stepdad Antonio Banderas, spoiled, just like, I like Dakota Johnson. She's super sexy and demure. And I haven't even seen 50 Shades of Grey, so I'm going to watch it this weekend and beat off. But I was just thinking, man, like that's a lot. Like this woman would be hard work. Like, as hot as someone is, like, they can still be fucking annoying. Like, they can just be annoying as anybody else.
It's that fucking graph that everybody, the hotter they are, the crazier they are, and the harder they are to deal with.
Maybe, but anyway, so that's what I've been watching this week. All right, well, Vodka, it's been great to catch up. Catch up.
I appreciate you asking me on. So that was nice of you.
No, I think you're in a really good spot, and it does seem like you're enjoying the show and sort of in a good spot mentally, and that makes me happy. I enjoyed Maureen. I think Maureen, you're right. I think she should go in. I'll be interested what Kirk says. Yeah. She was nice. It was tough for her. I mean, Jack was in the background making noise. But yeah, I think
I like the question she was gonna. I hadn't put together the names are all 4 letters, and like I hadn't put that together. So I was like, oh, that's a pretty fucking good question. What's going on here? Does he know that?
Yeah, and maybe I should try and get Maureen on the network again as well.
No,
she doesn't go in.
I liked her level-headedness. She's very didn't seem nervous, so that's good for when she goes in.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, it's Friday night, so thanks for tuning into Minifandom. Vodka, you take care of yourself. Listeners, I'll be back soon next week with Mena's Live. PRC, he's another shot at redemption for the big guy. He apparently has worked out calls, but let's see. And just on John from Scranton, I'm trying to be in a good place with him. I've sort of unblocked him on socials, and a bit like I'm saying about Vodka, I'm finding a path to forgiveness for brother John. But to see him fumble around with the clips on Stein's show this week, it was all-time embarrassing. Like they cannot criticize PRC at all. Like they couldn't play a clip. So
John's under the impression that you're having me on to hurt him, is what he told me. So I didn't know. Am I some pawn in your game to hurt John?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. I've been in contact with you saying we've got to do a show one day for ages.
Yeah.
It's just, and to be honest, I did ask 10 other people to join. Like you were always going to be on, but I did ask, I did ask someone else to join us. So it wasn't going to be just you. Like I'm not that conceited, but I just want to bring on voices that haven't been heard from a while and get different perspective and positive voices, as I said at the top of the show. But Anyway, so next Friday night, Mena's Live, the redemption with PRC. Lots of great network content. Wieners this week, Stein Show, Timeout Talks, Billboard Chart Guy Show, Mama K Show. Some great stuff there. Go and listen to Lauren Conlon, probably the beaming star of this week, her first 2 network appearances. And as we talked about the Holy Trinity, she's got it. So she's got that. So what a good way to end Minifandom.